Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor. We're back in the Oasis of Hava, and you would remember in the last episode I wasn't sure how to proceed. These are just missions, okay. How to proceed regarding the two branching paths that open before us right now, because we can either go back to Jireth Minesh, or we can proceed with the Song of Waves and Wind and move towards the palace of Emax Dûl. And I truly have no idea. I still don't have any idea. I mean, I did check the wiki briefly. I mean, I tried my best not to spoil anything important. And by the looks of it, if we continue the Song of Waves and Wind now, there will be a point where we will need to go back to Ansheru anyways, and that will give us the perfect chance of going back to Jireth Minesh. But there's no easy way of doing this, because if we go back to, by the time we need to go back to Ansheru after doing Emax Dûl, I think from what I gathered, the story will be in such urgency that taking a diversion to do something else would feel anticlimactic and wouldn't feel right. On top of that, if we go to Emax Dûl now, we're gonna find ourselves in the position where the end of that storyline, it's gonna come with us needing to complete the instance, but that is an instance for level 160 characters, and we have not reached that point yet. So I truly don't know. I was thinking maybe let's go and do the other things first, but if we do that, we would end up revisiting Radrock and Phaedon in Gadimun, and we still need to be level 160 to be able to unlock the quest. Well, to be able to open the instance of the Wailing Hold and complete it for the quest that will complete that storyline. So I mean, either way we look at it, it seems like it's a lose-lose situation. And I truly don't know what to do to get us to level 160 first. I think I'm gonna go with my hunch. And before we do that, I'm so sorry. This couple minutes have been so messy, but just trying to make up my mind. I thought I had it, but I truly started discussing all this, and now I'm not so sure. So what I'm gonna do right now, enhanced XP supply, we could take some of those. Exceptional experience, extraordinary. That's so weird. I think we can get some of these enhanced XP supplies. Do some of those and maybe mix it with the booster. So we basically just need to make sure to hit level 160 right by the point we reach the end of Emax Dûl. So we not only unlock the quest, but are actually able to complete it before moving on to other things. That's basically all we need to do. We have this 200 booster that might be more useful than a 100 booster. I have no idea what these are not stacking really. There we go. What about these ones? Oh no, these are not the same. This one look like they are the same. Yeah. Just like that, opened a couple extra slots on my inventory. So yeah, I think that's what we need to do. And again, I think there is still enough XP for us to be able to reach level 160 without using any boosters. Maybe there isn't, because we just basically just need to do Emax Dûl and finish the Song of Waves and Wind and this other quest line that we have just started. But if we wait until we hit level 160 naturally on our own, with no extra help, we most likely will need then to backtrack to complete the instances. We already need to backtrack to complete one instance, and that's not good, but there was no way around it, I guess. But I mean, when we did Unshadow, that the instances had not released yet, there was not much we could do. And but even if they were already released, we were not level 160 at that point. I mean, but that's still okay, because again, from what I understand, we would still need to return to Karimun, and that's when you would find that quest when you are the appropriate level. So that's not really that big of an issue. You're in the way. But I don't see it on the map. Maybe it's, yeah, what I thought, the bog. Not a big deal. We had discussed this already, but as of the time of recording this, update 47 is just on the first rounds of beta. Maybe by the time this video releases, update 47 is already live. But the important thing here to note is the Warden changes that are planned for that update. A straight up boost in damage, 5% boost I think it is. Other shield gambits that are also getting another boost in damage, and some shield gambits that are moving to AoE to, I think, better manage threat. The Warden's Triumph, it will no longer be a gambit, and it will just apply passively if you have the trait. That is fantastic, because it's... I barely use this gambit, and will give you extra bonus. Extra damage, sorry. Oh boy. What was the gambit again? There we go. So some extra damage and an extra tick on your dots that you get passively, that you don't need to maintain. So it's gonna be awesome when we get it. So yeah, hopefully not We don't need to wait too long for that, so we're gonna apply a couple of our enhanced XPs. Luckily these don't have any timers of sorts. And
the hero of Eshmakag has arrived. I look forward to fighting by your side.
Caudaranis told me everything. There is no need to be modest. You did a great job, a great good freeing all those prisoners from that horrible place. Now let us turn to the battle at hand. We must dismantle this camp and clear the road for our forces.
What say you, traveler?
This Ordakhâi camp is quite defensible, but they seem to have let their guard down. They were unprepared for my soldiers' assault, and their leader has retreated into the collapsed mine in the camp's rear. Enter the camp and help us clear it out.
This valley belongs to the Shagani, and no one else.
Do you see these barricades placed along the road? They will greatly slow the advance of our allied army. See what you can do to remove them. Oh, there we go. Oh, Ordakhâi benefit a gala advanced, completed. Wow. Valor is now level 93. It's going to complete Brigand, Kovras, Drakes, Utugi, Kergrim. That's not happening anytime soon. 5 LOTRO points. Oh, the Raduni soldiers are already attacking, I guess. Oh, there are some people already. What do we need to do again? Defeat the Ordakhâi. Defeat the Boro. Destroy the barricades. I think this is where the Boro retreated? Yeah. Oh, come on. Okay, defeated the Boro. I don't see any more barricades, to be honest. That's a little problematic because we are basically done. mean, there doesn't seem to be any more barricades inside this place. We might need to look outside. Something else that I forgot to mention about the Warden changes is that there will be also a bigger increase in damage for the Gambits in the boot line, the Wall of Steel, and the Boar's Rush line. Those two are getting a bigger boost, but they also get diminishing returns. So you can no longer spam those Gambits as I sometimes do. So that is going to force me to rethink my rotation a little, maybe. But who knows, maybe the increase in damage makes it so that you defeat your enemies in lesser attacks, lesser time, so maybe there's no need to repeat Gambits. At least for landscape, maybe you don't notice the diminishing returns because you are busy doing other things, or you are going so much faster that it becomes an issue. That would be nice. Okay, gonna also pop one of these to get more XP out of the quest's turn in. Excellent work, Beriathan. My soldiers can take care of any stragglers. Okay. Looks nice.
Is there something you need?
Good work. I was worried we were going to have to physically pick them all up and move them.
The Ordakhâi are in disarray. Excellent work. Our forces should be able to mop up the rest as they march toward the gates of Emax Dûl.
Sharamizari came through with her Subusuri while you were at the camp. They intend to take control of this side of the bridge to Emax Dûl. You should go ahead and see if she needs your help. It should be just up this road. Also need to scout above the cliffside. Get in there. We're finally getting there. Is this the place? Ah! What is this? Emax Dûl looms high above the cliffside. Yeah, I can tell. But what is this? It will be difficult, if not impossible, to enter Emax Dûl from this side. Yeah. Yeah, I can also tell. Also need to approach from this side. Oh, Yeah. I see it. What's up there? The main entrance to Emax Dûl appears heavily guarded. Yeah. That too. Glorfindel quietly arrives as you surely survey the approach to Emax Dûl. There you are.
The city is guarded, and I see little chance of sneaking in past the sentries.
We may need to fight our way inside. Let us return to Inkanûsh and tell him what we have learned. Boy, what do you mean let us return to Inkanûsh? Ugh. Come on. Appreciate it if you would not lag a moment as crucial as this. Okay, these are the Suvusuris then. And the Araduni, I would guess. Emax Dûl. Yeah, okay, I can see Misari there. In the distance.
This valley belongs to the Shagani, and no one else.
They were no match for the Suvusuri. We now hold this side of the bridge, but we do not want the Ordakhâi to know this quite yet. Our plan depends on it.
For our plan to work, Kotraka must show us the secret way inside the city. She will only do this if we secure her children.
You will enter the palace with the princess and her guards, find her family and get them out. Since the Ordakhâi do not yet know we have taken the bridge, you should be able to cross as part of her entourage and enter the city. I am sorry to place you in such peril, Beriathan, but she requested that you be the one to join her. Do not attempt to cross without her accompaniment. The Ordakhâi archers will surely shoot you from the far side of the bridge. Ah, she is here. My bad.
Come with me. You will enter the palace as my personal guest. I know not how much resistance we will face inside.
Should we really... bite me. I really want to know what the wizard has to say about all this. I mean, we're already here, but... Okay, let's go. I don't know, I guess we were supposed to scout this before sending Misari? I don't know. You know, at times it's not clear how the main story and the side quests progress alongside each other.
Glorfindel suggests that you fight your way into Emax Dûl? Has he taken leave of his senses?
Such an attack will raise the alarms through the entire city and we will learn the plans of neither Thardúth nor Ordakhâi. Always an elf lord suggests a direct approach. It will not serve us here. Mashkanu clears his throat, drawing your attention. Mashkanu looks around at his companions before meeting the eyes of the wizard that once frightened him so. I have had an idea, Inkanûsh. What if we sneak Beriathan into the city the same way we snuck out Ulishár? When we go to perform Satagera's new play, Beriathan could be hidden among the costumes beneath a hooded cloak. So I'm gonna end up sneaking into the palace twice?
That will not work this time, Mashkanu.
The guards of the city seem much more vigilant now than before. They will search our things, and if Beriathan is hidden among them, our secret passenger will be discovered. Jessamine claps her hands together.
I have it!
Jessamine quivers with excitement. If our friend has a part to play in the performance, the guards will have to let Beriathan in. Jessamine beams at you excitedly. After you have played your part, you can then sneak away to search the keep. Once you find whatever it is Inkanûsh seeks within those walls, you can return to us and we will all live together.
It is not enough.
Beriathan does not know the interior of the keep. Ulishár takes a deep breath before he continues, and when he speaks his voice is low and quiet. Someone must accompany you who knows the layout of the keep, someone who has been there before. I need to go with you, otherwise you will not be able to search the keep before the performance ends.
The interior of the keep of Emax Dûl is a confusing maze of stairs and hallways, but I have not forgotten its layout.
How could those passages leave my memory? During the years of my captivity, I would be punished if the food I brought from the kitchen to the chambers of the lords and ladies were cold while finding my way. I can navigate the maze for you and bring you directly to the inner sanctum of whoever now rules Emax Dûl. This is why I have come with you, my friend. I knew it not when we departed Sulmadash, but I know it now. This certainty gives me the courage to return to that place. Worry not for me, Beriathan. I will be fine, and you will learn whatever it is that Inkanûsh believes Ordâkh is hiding within the keep.
It will take me some time to revise the play to include you and Ulishár.
If I can do this in such a short time, perhaps this will be my greatest masterpiece after all, despite the lies of Ordâkh contained within. I jest, but as we traveled from Zajana with Inkanûsh, he spoke of the terrible ancient creatures he opposes. If your mission proves instrumental in defeating these villains, this Thardúth, the play I now write must be considered my masterpiece in truth, for it also to undermine the goals of those who send my husband and my friends to their deaths in war. I admit that sweetens the sweet cake. While I work to include you and Ulishár in the play, you can help me by aiding Atalsi. She is arranging some of the things we will need for the play. I already intended it to be full of spectacle, but now it is doubly important the attention of the Ordakhâi be held while you and the Quinta slip away. If Atalsi proves stubborn, tell her that your life and Ulishár's life might depend upon the size of the creature. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what we were supposed to do first, or maybe we were supposed to continue with Mizadi's plan. Because yeah, Ulishár says, well, you don't know the palace, I need to go with you, but the Zaya is gonna sneak us in anyway, and she seems will show us the way as well. I don't know how this is supposed to work.
We need a Mumak. Don't ask.
Hey, I will not. You tell Atalsi that Satagera has requested you help her attain the things that will be needed for the performance, and the playwright is hoping for as large a spectacle as possible. I admit I am not surprised. It is most easy for Satagera to write these things into her plays, but who must then arrange for them to be found? Atalsi and Mashkanu most of the time. I have already attained a pass from the Ordakhâi allowing us to use one of their Mumakil for our purpose. I will give you the pass and you can show it to Shaduganganda, the Mumak Keeper. Find him at the Citadel south of Ahava. I will have selected a small one, but knowing Satagera, she will want the biggest we can get. Atalsi hands you a pass with a walk seal to give the Mumak Keeper. Okay. I am wondering now. We're about to infiltrate the enemy again. You would remember that when we first set sail towards the Shield Isles and the city of Umbar, I said, well, I'm not sure if wearing a uniform with the tree of Gondor is gonna help us stay undercover precisely, and I think the same reasoning applies here. I mean, if I were to enter Emax Dûl wearing the sigil of Gondor, there goes the entire plan, basically. So wouldn't make sense for Beriathan to enter wearing this armor or his Citadel guard uniform, for that matter. So yeah, I think we need to do something else. And I think, I mean, all our outfits, as you see here, are so unapologetically Gondorian. I mean, even this one has the cloak. So, by the time we need to sneak into Emax Dûl, I think I don't have any outfit slots, so I'm just gonna switch to the equipment. Because yeah, we need to be subtle in here. We have discovered the Scarred Elf, and we have completed new threats in Idagal. Alright. Traveler of Idagal, 1000 virtue XP. You have scouted every enemy encampment, settlement, and lair in Idagal. So we need to complete Reclaiming Idagal and Treasure Seeker of Idagal. What do we need to do for the other one? Reclaiming Idagal. Nashubu. I don't know what Nashubu, where it is located.
What do you want? Speak quickly or I will summon the gods.
You hand Shadowgun Ganda the pass and he breaks the walk seal upon it. Sweat breaks out upon his brow as he reads the contents. At last he looks up, a relieved smile upon his face. I saw many of these notices at the start of the year, stranger. So many of my Mumakil were outfitted with harness and armor and sent north to the war. Only the smallest were deemed unfit for battle. They were left behind to haul stone and timber. I am glad the Mumak you seek will not be asked to fight. Point out which of my creatures you would like to join these traveling players for their performance before the Lords of Emax Dûl. A big one. We need. Like you. Shadowganda gives you a grim smile. What does that mean?
I will see what I can do. You have chosen one of the more obstinate creatures of this earth.
But your traveling players will have a Mumak when they need one. I hope their performance will show to the Lords of Emax Dûl the value of raising Mumak living in time of peace, and the quality of their minders. Absolutely, I hope that is the case. Now, the question is, I would like to avoid this Mumakil, but is there, by any chance, a treasure cache around here somewhere? Again, I don't want to fight these creatures. Whoa! Holy cow! No way! Nope. I'm leaving. Yeah, that thing, that thing is too much. What would have happened if we were to had pointed out to that Mumak? I mean, I think we still would have gotten. We still would have gotten the same dialogue, but the idea of bringing that Mumak to the play, that is hilarious. Yeah, I think we're still gonna go back to the Oasis. I was double checking really quick, but we're almost done with Mizari's quest line. That will end with a quest asking us to complete the instance, and we need to be level 160 for that. So I think we can hold on to that for a little while we do this other thing. And again, we really need to level up quicker. I should have done more of this earlier. I think never expected this to be so difficult. There is another quest in here? Ah!
Come with me. You will enter the palace as my personal guest. I know not how much resistance we will face inside.
Oh boy! We can also travel from here. Well, that is nice. Maybe we don't need to backtrack as much.
The writing goes slowly, but I have incorporated both you and Ulishár into an early scene.
After the two of you have been seen by the audience, it will then be your task to slip away and search the keep while we hold their attention upon us. The Mumak I asked Catalsi to get for us should prove useful. Here, Beriathan, your part is labeled Hero of Gondor, and Ulishár will be Northern Elf. Read this portion of the script and commit it to your memory. I have already shown it to Ulishár. He insists he will have no trouble with his own part, and yours should be easy enough. The difficult task will begin after the two of you slip away, of course. Well, if I'm gonna play a Hero of Gondor, maybe I don't need to change my outfit, I don't know. The banners of the Black Serpent fly triumphantly over the field. Confident soldier, the tide turns in our favor. No enemies of Ordâkh can stand against us. The Black Serpent, be not overconfident, my friend. Some heroes of Gondor still remain. Confident soldier, who? Everyone looks around expecting a fearsome hero. Ulishár's friend runs onto the stage. Hero of Gondor. Me. The confident soldier and the Black Serpent shrug. Pause for audience laughter. After it is done, the Northern Elf runs onto the stage. Northern Elf. And me. You will not stand alone. The Black Serpent. Who are you? Northern Elf. I am an elf of the Northern Forest and my skill with a bow is unmatched. The Black Serpent. I think we can match it. Release the Mumak. The Mumak walks on stage and issues a tremendous trumpet blast. Is this possible? We might not have very fine control over what the Mumak does or does not do. Let us hope it is impressive enough to have it on stage. The Black Serpent. Well? The hero of Gondor faints at the arrival of the Mumak. After a beat, the Northern Elf faints as well. Pause for laughter. The Black Serpent. Our Mumak will tower above the horsemen that seek to protect the city. Remain on guard. They may still have some tricks in reserve.
I hope you suffer not from the fright of being on stage.
No, I mean, I've already been to Winterhome. So, I have some experience. I understand you have faced some terrible foes and engaged in many a difficult battle, but the act of performing before an audience can be daunting in its own right. Mashkano may give you some advice, he has done both. But that reminds me, Inkanûsh wanted to speak to you before the performance. I last saw him to the southeast. For a brief moment, I thought that part of the play would be a reference to that scene in Return of the King where Legolas single-handedly defeats the Mumak. It would have been really fun if we had to play part in some of that, but of course that doesn't fit the intention of this play. You are going to present this before the Ordakhâi, so they wouldn't buy it. That wouldn't work for what we need to do with this play, so it's a shame. It would have been really fun. Basically, we just need to say me when they ask what Gondorian soldier remains, and then faint. Inkanûsh stands in southeast Ahava, deep in thought.
Yes, I am worried.
This plan will get you inside the keep of Emax Dûl, but its true success depends upon something else. Whether the attention of the Ordakhâi and of the Thardúth are sufficiently held by the performance. You and Ulishár need time to search the inner sanctum for the plans of the Thardúth and the Ordakhâi. But secrecy is our ally, Beriathan, and lends us the advantage. The Thardúth that departed the Mordor and accompanied the Ordakhâi to Emax Dûl will expect no such intrusion. Glorfindel and I cannot join you, for our presence would risk drawing their attention. If they remain unalerted, I believe we can learn where next the Thardúth intend to send their Utugi. I suspect they will desire to destroy Gondor and the kingdoms of the north, but there is another possibility. The Whole of Ordâkh and his sons fell during the War of the Ring, but no empire can remain leaderless. If a new Whole has come to power in the south, he or she may have much to fear from these newly awakened creatures of evil. They served Morgoth. They will serve no other, and certainly not a Whole of Ordâkh. This is the sort of thing I need you and Ulishár to learn.
Satagera wanted me to give you some advice about performing before an audience.
Such a thing is difficult to learn in a single lesson. You must demonstrate confidence, Beriathan. An audience can tell it you believe what you are showing to them. Mashkano laughs humorlessly. With this particular play that may be difficult for all of us, the lords and ladies of Emax Dûl want us to convince their people that the victory for Ordâkh is near at hand, but any of us who were there know otherwise. Some of us still be there, lost in the north, like Urunam or my beloved Kazin, and others of my friends are known to be slain, cut down in the forest like Têrkar, or trampled before the great city like Surush. With not a purpose to accomplish here, I might have taken advantage of this moment to slay at least one of these lords of Emax Dûl, Beriathan. For months I blamed the wizard Mithrandir, who is Inkanûsh, for the death of my friends and my family, but it was Ordâkh and Barkush who sent us to that war. Barkush is gone, but Ordâkh remains. If you can learn something that will hurt them, I will not rue the stain of my hand. Are you ready, Ulishár?
I have been remembering the time of my captivity.
For 2 years I labored in the mines, but as my health worsened, the overseers came to realize I could not survive much longer beneath the earth. In the early days they delighted to send a quinta below ground, but as my speed suffered they decided my slow toil was not worth the jest. They sent me to Emax Dûl to serve the nobles who dwell there, lords and ladies unaccustomed to wielding weapons. There was no call for them to march north with the Whole when the Black Serpent departed for the war Barkush commanded. The work was lighter than in the mines, but my health remained poor, and the punishments I endured were just as severe. Had I not encountered Têrkar that night, I am certain I would have died within the keep of Emax Dûl. And now I return. If we learn something to undermine the plans of Ordâkh and the Thardúth who slew my brother, it will be worth it. This will truly be Satagera's masterpiece, Beriathan.
I am as ready as ever I will be. Let us find Ashar Mul and tell him we are prepared to go.
Oh, God, I don't know, but let's go.
You are ready, sir. Once we depart for Emax Dûl, there will be no turning back.
Let me know if you are certain.
It is a good plan. Remain calm and confident, and all will be well.
Oh, alright, let's go.
Lords and ladies of Emax Dûl, soldiers of Ordâkh, I hope you will enjoy this day our simple entertainment, the great triumph of Mordor and Ordâkh, written by our own famed Citadel.
The first part of our mission has gone smoothly, Beriathan. We have infiltrated the very belly of Emax Dûl without raising the suspicion of the lords and ladies of the keep. So far, they seem entertained by Satagera's words and the performance of Asharmul, Simelka, and Mashkanu, to say nothing of Jessamine, who always obtains the most laughter and the greatest applause. But our role in the performance approaches. Let us join Satagera by the door to the stage and wait our cue. The lords and ladies of Emax Dûl seem enraptured by the play to this point. Let us hope that continues. Remember, Beriathan, Mashkanu will say some heroes of Gondor still remain, and then Asharmon will ask who. At that moment, you are to run up the stairs directly opposite us and stand by the entrance to the hallway. I will tell you the precise moment when it happens. Then you will wait until the Mumak makes its appearance, and when Mashkanu asks you well, you are to dramatically faint. Afterwards, while the audience is distracted, you and Ulishár will slip into the hallway and search the Lord's study for the information Inkanûsh desires.
The tides turn in our favor! No enemies of Ordâkh can stand against us! Be not overconfident, my friend. Some heroes of Gondor still remain.
Now. Here? Me, you exclaim with your most theatrical voice.
And me, you will not stand alone! Who are you? I am an elf of the northern forest, and my skill with the bow is unmatched. I think we can manage. Release the Mumak!
Faint.
Our Mumakil tower above the horse.
You should slip into the hallway while the audience is distracted.
The city.
Into this one?
Remain on guard. They may still have some tricks in reserve.
We have made it, and I believe the audience suspects nothing. Follow me, Beriathan. Let us keep our voices down as we make for the Lord's study. No. This is the place, Beriathan. I have had my attendants gather the notes we possess about the Song of Waves and Wind, and I am studying them for good news. I need something with which I can prove my worth to the frightful ones who came from Damudur. My mind is my own, for now. For now. If the fleet being built at Starkhaven in Sûg Nidar can restore Ordâkh to glory, Thardúth may see my value. I will write more later. I will double my efforts and study once more the record of the song's construction. G.S. Hovagash was in poetic mood when he named Varkush's fleet the Song of Waves and Wind, believing it would be the greatest accomplishment he would oversee as whole. The wide, dark mere was new and appeared on no map, overlooked only by the skeletal gaze of the ruins of Kazukin, and it was large enough to hold a vast number of warships. The River Ikorvan remained navigable all the way to the sea, and with sharp-eyed archers and spearmen stationed upon the bounds, the lake and its accompanying shipyard could remain a secret for as long as it proved necessary. Nesegim lay nearby, but its trees were blighted and it rapidly became a ghost forest. Few of its timbers were suitable for firewood, let alone for shipbuilding. Timbers for the fleet and stone for the shipyard and its wards had to be carted by Mumakil from the moor. Wagons departed from Khanâg Valoyar and elsewhere every few days, the Temamir accepting payments of silver and gold and asking few questions. Kovagahul died of the gout long before the song was completed, but Mordor and Ordâkh worked together to finish the weapon that could destroy their shared enemy. The arrival of the Song of Waves and Wind on the shores of Gondor will signal the beginning of the war, but for some unknown reason Barkush launched the attack before the fleet was ready. It stood idle at Sûg Nidar, the Fearwater, for the duration of the war. It stands there still, even as a new king rules in Gondor and all believe Ordâkh to be defeated, prepared for Goramulsai by Lagil of Emax Dûl, scribe of Ordâkh.
Look at this! An unsent letter!
My Hul, I fear for Ordâkh. The terrible woman who came from Tamadur possesses some sorcerous power over even the strongest of wills. She demands that we crush Gondor, and if we do not, she will take matters into her own hands. The war has left us with few options, but she cares not. I have hired a playwright to convince her that Ordâkh is strong, but I fear her patience will not last. I told her about the Song of Waves and Wind. If Mordor ordered the construction of this fleet in secret, she asked, why did the Dark Lord Sauron not wait for it to be finished? I had no answer for her. What could I say? We must now pin all of our hopes upon the song. We must use it to destroy Gondor. I will send word to the shipyard at Sûg Nidar, the Fearwater, that the song must set sail at once. That must be enough to hope for. If it is not...
That is where the letter ends. He must have intended to finish it after the play.
We have learned something of great import, Beriathan. A secret fleet of warships has been in construction for many years at the head of the river Ikorban, and even now it nears completion. This must be enough for Inkanûsh. We have been away for too long.
We must get back to the stage and quickly!
As for the dead, our great victory was taken from us by trickery. Remember always the glory of the Black Serpent. We can still seize victory for the fool.
For the dead, our great victory was taken from us by trickery. Remember always the glory of the Black Serpent. We can still seize victory for the Hul and for Ordâkh, but we must not give up.
Join them on stage for the bow. Okay. Here we go. We should return to the Romus backstage and await Têrkar's travelers. Alrighty. Fairly simple. I thought we would run into a fight. I thought we might get discovered and complicate things, but it seems not. What did you learn? Quickly now. Inkanûsh listens closely as you describe what you learned about Sûg Nidar, the Fearwater, and the long creation of the Song of Waves and Wind.
Quickly now.
The wizard strokes his beard, deep in thought. I should have known, Beriathan. When the Din of Stone shook the moor, it collapsed a great cavern to the east of Ikorban. The river rushed into the chasm, creating a vast lake that showed on no map. After Thorongil destroyed the Corsair fleet at Umbar, Sauron demanded a new fleet be built. The Fearwater proved the perfect location. Had he not lost his word too soon and waited for the song to be complete, things might have turned out differently. That the fleet was kept secret from all may have prevented the Masters of Mordor from attempting to harness it against us. Inkanûsh tilts his head to one side, thinking, "Secret from all, did I say? No. Asagat knew of this fleet, this Song of Waves and Wind, and so did Nakasi Wave Reaper. This may be a problem."
From your account, it sounds like the song is nearing completion, but is not yet ready.
We are fortunate. If goods and supplies travel by wagon from Khanâg Valoyar to Sûg Nidar, 1 or 2 secret stowaways might gain access to the harbor where the song is being constructed. Can I count upon you to do this, Beriathan? You must prevent the song from setting sail. I will remain here to combat the Thardúth, but I do not ask you to travel alone. And who seek to go with you on this journey into danger will have my approval. Any who seek to go with you.
I must remain with Inkanûsh to face the Thardúth of Damadur, if it comes to that.
But fear not, my friend. I know you have the courage and the skill to end the threat posed by the Song of Waves and Wind. I will see you again when you return in victory. Glorfindel will remain in Itagal to stand against the Thardúth. Well, where is Ulishár? Ah, there he is.
If you ask me to go with you, I will. But my heart tells me to remain.
Tells me to remain with Têrkar's travelers while they stay in this land. I owe them a debt of friendship for all they have done, and I want to stay and fight the Thardúth if Inkanûsh asks it of me. My heart has also not stopped racing since we passed within Emax Dûl. I am not sure I could handle another mission of secrecy so soon after the last. Ulishár will remain in Itagal to stand alongside Têrkar's travelers.
I will accompany you on this journey. Such a fleet as you described threatens my home and my people.
And no daughter of Iridir could let this danger remain unmet and unopposed. Supplies depart for Sûg Nidar from the Khanâg south of Juret Menesh, Khanâg Valoyar. That is where you encounter that impolite Temamir, is it not? If we are fortunate, he may unwittingly drive us to the harbor where the Song of Waves and Wind is under construction. To Khanâg Valoyar then, and without delay. Rahâzi will journey with you and oppose the last evil of Sauron. Alright, so... there we have it. This is the point where you are sent back to Ansheru and need to stop the departure of the Song of Waves and Wind. Now we know what the Song of Waves and Wind is, and that in itself is... I mean, it's not what I was expecting, really. I don't know if we have enough time to discuss this today, but I will try to be brief, because everything made it sound as if it was some sort of spell or sorcery crafted by Sauron, something so powerful that it would destroy Gondor in one fell sweep. And well, an extra fleet, don't get me wrong, it still could be a sizable enough threat, and the way they have justified all this, I like a lot, because this adds another layer to Aragorn's use of the Palantir in the Hornburg. When Aragorn used the Palantir, it made Sauron accelerate all his plans, and that was the only reason why they were able to defeat him at Minas Tirith, because he mobilized his forces, but in such a hurry that it didn't hit as hard as he could have. And now we learn that he could have hit even harder if he had waited for the Song of Waves and Wind to be completed and he had unleashed that power into Gondor. So that is another way in which Aragorn, picking into the Palantir, foiled Sauron's plans. And I really like how this the connection it creates with the rest of the lore. That is great. Just a little disappointed that it was just a fleet. I was looking for something a little more magical, if you will. But we still need to get to need to get to defeat water properly and see exactly what this fleet is and what does this mean for, I mean, how much of an impact it makes. But as you see here, we need to go back to Khanâg Valoyar and to Ansheru, and now this poses not a double question like we had on the previous episode, but a triple question. Do we go back and try to infiltrate Emax Dûl with Saïya? Do we do the quest with Betham the Count at Juret Benesh, or we follow the main story and try to find a fleet? And once again, I have no idea what would be best. But at this point, any way you look at it, I don't think we will be able to hit level 160 by the time any of these quests will ask us to go and do some of those instances. That is a real shame. I think on this expansion at least, they should have gone back to the way they were doing these on the previous expansions, where the 3-man and the 6-man were available from the get-go. In this case, from level 151 they should have been available, and the raid is the one that is locked at level 160, and they would have that would have made all this so much easier for us. Now I just gotta take some extra time and try to figure out where to go next. And I will be back with you on the next one, hopefully with a more clear answer than all this. For the time being though, this has been all on today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.